I know a lot of people are pissed over this, and this is a big issue. It is a pretty terrible practice for a company to advertise products that they're going to sell and don't actually end up selling them. What's going on YouTube? It's ZDB Shoes here, and today I'm back for another video. And the topic of this video is, as most of you know, this week Supreme released a bunch of Honda stuff. So they did a Honda collaboration. And we as a community have a bone to pick with Supreme. So if you haven't heard about this yet, Supreme was supposed to release these Honda 250 dirt bikes that had the Supreme box logo across the body of the dirt bike, which was an amazing design. I know a lot of people thought it was cool, but it had a hefty price tag of about $9,000 or $10,000, and the resale was going to be even more hefty. The people were predicting anywhere from like $17,000 to $30,000. So the people that were rumored to be, not rumored to be, but the people who actually got spots in line to buy these, a lot of these stores only got, less than 10 of these dirt bikes. So it's a very limited release, and these only released in store, obviously, because how are you going to ship a dirt bike to somebody's house? Like I said, these only released in store, so you had to be there in person. There were people that got their spots in line, and there is a story of a guy who got his spot in line at Supreme Bowery. He was number one in line, so he was basically guaranteed to get a dirt bike if he had the money, and that's what he was planning to do. He ends up going to the store to buy the dirt bike and finds out that they had all been sold. Turns out that a lot of people were reporting the same thing, and this happened all over the country: LA, Manhattan, Brooklyn. All the Supreme stores that sold these dirt bikes in person in the actual locations, Manhattan, LA, Brooklyn, all of these locations ended up backdooring all of their dirt bikes, according to what people were saying on social media. So this is obviously not a good thing for Supreme to do. Probably is not something that management from the top down decided to do. It's something that the store employees at the local locations probably thought was a good idea, that, oh, hey, I can make money by selling this to someone out the back door for resale than selling it for retail for some dude who's sitting out in line and has actually done his due diligence to get this product. But it is a pretty terrible practice for a company to advertise products that they're going to sell and don't actually end up selling them. So there have been a lot of rumors going around that this was a friends and family release, that it wasn't actually a release to the general public, to which many of people have been saying, well, then why did you advertise it like it was a normal release? It was in the lookbooks, it was on Supreme Community, which I know is not official, but Supreme Community is always 100% accurate on everything they predict. Maybe not with the prices, but they're usually 100% accurate on the items. Supreme had all but 100% confirmed that this thing was going to be released. They obviously had them in stock. I saw videos of them at the store. A lot of the employees just ended up saying that they were sold out, or that it was a friends and family release. And it turns out what they did was sell them to people for like $17,000 or $20,000 or whatever it was at the back door. So I know a lot of people are pissed over this, and this is a big issue. So my thoughts are just that we as a community need to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Now, how do we make this happen? I don't exactly know, because I don't think people are going to boycott Supreme. There's actually a video in Supreme LA of somebody riding the bike from the inside of the store to the outside, which made it look like somebody had bought the bike and then started riding it. But it turns out that that was just the Supreme shop manager. So obviously nobody, not a single customer received these bikes. Since this was a huge product, kind of like a niche thing that's hard to come by, it does make sense that they didn't have a lot of these, and that the resale value is going to be increasingly high, which gives more motivation for these employees to resell them before even getting them. But in my opinion, there should be at least a certain reserved amount for customers to get, because customers are what keeps your business alive. If Supreme continues to do stuff like this, I don't think it's going to be good for them. I do think that this is it's not exactly a one-off situation. I do think this is kind of a rare situation though, since like I said, most locations had like less than 10 dirt bikes. I think it does show kind of the point we're at in reselling and the point that the hype of Supreme is at, that people are just willing to do all this crazy stuff to basically pay resell from the back door to then be able to turn around and sell it for even more resell. Anyway guys, that's just my 2 cents on all of this mess. I know a lot of people are really pissed over it. I know that probably less than 1% of people who buy Supreme actually wanted to get this dirt bike, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't matter. I mean, I think that if the people who were in line, number one in line, ready with money in hand, could not buy the product that they were advertised, I think that is a really bad thing, and I think it needs to be fixed. So Supreme either needs to investigate what happened with these people who sold this stuff out of the back door, or they need to make a policy in the future that does not allow for all employees getting a product before it even gets to the customer's hands. But like I said guys, that's just my thoughts on the matter, and hopefully the next video I make for you guys will be a little more positive tone. But in the meantime guys, have a good one. I'll see you next time.